Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is it. This is Evil Zone Tournament Finals happening here. Hello, I am Dragon Blitz.
And I am CavemanDCJ, and this is the wonderful game known as Evil Zone, the hottest two-button fighting game on the PS1.
This game has a long storied history here at GDQ, dating all the way back to AGDQ 2015.
Yep, that's where it all began. So viewers at home, you might be wondering, what is this? Fighting game? Speedrunning marathon? Pourquoi? Well, so this has been a staple of the on-site attendee experience since 2015. I've been running tournaments for close to a decade, and basically it's just something for people to do. I mean, look at we got a packed crowd here. I've forced them all to play Evil Zone.
Can I get a show of hands? How many of you have played Evil Zone? Raise your hand.
Yeah. How many of you have met me because of Evil Zone?
Pretty much.
Hey, good amount, yeah. So basically, gamesdonequick.com/activities. There's on-site activities for all attendees to do. Tournaments are one of them, and this is a showcase of that.
Yeah, this game is a two-button fighter, as we said before. It's a three-dimensional fighter as well. We're going to get into the mechanics of the game as the matches go on, but it's just so important to us, and we're so happy to showcase what has become a staple of the attendee experience, in our opinion, live for you guys on the stream. So yeah. I hope you guys are ready for that.
So who do we have? Who do we have playing in top four?
There's somebody that I know who's in top four who's nearby.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, you,
yes,
actually.
I am in the top four, as well as organizing and running the tournament, as is tradition.
We also have two first-time players of the game this week at the event. They picked up the game at this event, and they have made it to the top four, beating veterans of the game, including myself. We have Tainam0, shouts out.
Yep, let's hear for Tainam0. And we also have first-time GDQ attendee, Alymra. Let's hear for Alymra, everyone. And my opponent in Winners Finals is longtime PlayStation Nation member, Frogger Extraordinaire. Let's hear it for Kane of Pachi. Yeah, and I think, without further ado, I'm gonna off the cans, but Dragon Blitz and our lovely assistant, bryonato, they're gonna be commentating you for it. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get our first match going.
Let's do it, yeah. Are you guys ready for Evil Zone? Let's go, everybody. We have been waiting a long time to showcase this for you. This is a brand new style of thing to be doing at GDQ, and we're very excited to be part of it. How you feeling, Brian?
What's up, DB? I'm doing really well. I also, like so many other people in this tournament, played the game for the first time at the tournament, and I had a wonderful time, and I am beyond excited to be here and help you all commentate this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some of the highest level gameplay. You might think to yourself, well, some of these players, they picked it up for the first time. How could they be so good at the game? Well, it is a game that is a quite simplified version of a 3D fighter. There are only two buttons. However, most of that interaction comes down to like player versus player, hard reads, understanding what options they like to go for, and using the game's mechanics to their advantage. We're gonna be seeing a lot of grabs, a lot of spacing, a lot of zoning.
A lot of grabs.
Here in Evil Zone, yeah, it's gonna be a good time, but let's go ahead and introduce our first contestant here. Tainam0, please come down. Sorry.
Let's go, Tainam0!
I was getting mixed signals there for a second. My apologies.
And who's Tainam0 going to be playing?
And on the other side of the loser semifinals, we have Alymra.
Alymra!
Go ahead and get set up into the game, get comfortable, and we will let you know when to get started. But yeah, how are you feeling about the overall event so far, Brian?
Just as a whole?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. One of my favorite GDQs I've attended in a while.
Oh, me too, yeah.
It's just, I feel like the vibes have been great so far. Just a really wonderful schedule. And so many of my friends up on stage, like having amazing runs and raising a lot of money for a great cause. So
a lot of unique things happening too.
A lot of unique things. I've been saying it's a pretty ambitious schedule, and I mean even stuff like this. You know, we've never really done anything like this before. So it's awesome that we're here and it's happening right in front of us.
Yeah. Whenever you two are ready, feel free to select your characters and I guess get into it. Right?
Yeah. Let's rolling.
So this is going to be a losers semifinals match. The winner of this is going to move on in the bracket. The loser, unfortunately, be knocked out at 4th, but still making it to the top 4. A wonderful feat between these two players, and we're already getting into it.
So this character with the wings is like extremely good. Is that right? I've been told they are like S tier.
Yes, that is Ihadoka. We're actually seeing the 2 best characters in the game going up against each other at this moment in time. That is correct. Yeah, we have Ihadoka, the boss character of this game, who, funny enough, isn't even considered necessarily to be the best in the game. We have the other half of the S tier, Kakarine. These 2 spiritual beings in the lore of the game are very, very powerful. We're seeing a lot of scraps going on right now.
I bet the lore in this game goes crazy.
Oh, it does. It very much does. This is right here a grab animation. This game is very cinematic. You're going to be seeing lots of different camera angles as many of the grabs, many of the attacks like this do have cinematics tied to them. Anything with a cinematic usually has priority over other types of attacks as well.
Interesting.
So it can be very important if you have like a projectile that goes into a cinematic. You want to be using those a lot. Lots and lots of grabs already coming out from the Kakarine player.
And something about this game that really surprised me is every character has a full screen grab.
Oh, yeah. I think Kakarine is one of the best characters to be up close and personal, as you can see, because those grabs can be very devastating. But every character in the game is also like fully equipped at range. So one of the things that makes this game very unique is everything is based off of your position on the screen. So your distance from the other player determines which attacks you are able to do. So at range, your standard attack button turns into a projectile.
Right.
And then you can change that projectile into different special moves based off of the direction that you press with the attack button. And the common opener in this game, you're going to see it a lot, is jab, jab, grab.
Yep.
You condition them to block with the first 2 jabs, and then you combo it into the grab while they're still blocking. And grabs in this game do beat blocking. So it's a very, very common setup to get some free damage. Ooh, teching the grab there. When you see the red ring form underneath the player, they are attempting to go for a ranged grab. Ranged grabs can be teched out of if you block at the correct timing. It is very tight. We believe it's to be a 2-frame window. So teching out of any grab is like, goes to show that these players picked up the game literally, 3 days ago, and they're already teching grabs, 2-frame windows, live here on stage. It is incredible.
Ty was telling me that they lost in round 1 and then just got here on a ridiculous loser's bracket run, which I can't believe.
The story of both of these players is incredible. Tainam0 losing round 1 and then winning 11 games straight.
That is a nasty
11 matches straight to get to the top 4, eliminating some of the top players of the game, eliminating me as well. One of the only tournament winners to ever win a tournament here at GDQ in Evil Zone. And we also have Alymra, who found Caveman on a chance encounter at Hell's Kitchen, and
that's so cool.
Ended up checking out Evil Zone, wanted to see what the hubbub is all about, and is now here in the top 4 as well.
Yeah, I was under the impression that, I guess we're getting down to it, huh?
This is the last game of the match here, and whoever gets knocked out here, it's going to be their advantage, and there's a Raw Super!
Raw Super!
Wow, punishing the startup of another move, and that is 1-0 in Tainam0's favor. Now, this is standard fighting game rules. The winner is character locked, but the loser is allowed to change characters if they would like. So we're going to see a quick character select here as we move on into game number 2.
Okay, we got...
That is a solid choice. Yet another high-tier character, believed to be a little bit better in the zoning department, perhaps, or maybe just a comfort pick. Who knows?
I saw very little of this guy in tournament, so I'm very curious to see.
Yeah, Kea, I think, is one of the better zoners in the game. His projectiles are very strong. They come out very quickly. They have priority as well because they are cinematic, but getting hit by that long-range grab...
Wow, that was a big chunk.
Yeah. Grabs are one of the most consistent ways to do damage in this game. There aren't a whole lot of, consistent combo strings. It's a lot of neutral hits that lead into either a lot of pressure, like, am I going to grab you here, or am I going to continue my combo? Right there, that's a cinematic that only happens if you tech out of a combo string like that. That's what happens when you don't tech, you take some extra damage.
Okay.
So, and there's a stun, another universal mechanic in this game, where if every character in the game has a projectile, where if it hits, they go into a stun animation, but teching out of the grab that's usually considered to be confirmed. That move from Kakarine is so hard to deal with.
So gnarly.
Yeah, you have to basically, you can't interact with the rings at all. You have to wait for the animation to end.
The grab animation is so cool.
Wow, Tainam0 is really tearing it up so far, applying the pressure early. Blocks the combo string, goes for a jab, jab, grab, but at the counter grab, that is one way to counter the jab, jab, grab strategy.
I noticed that as I started playing better players, jab, jab, grab stopped working.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to counter it. It really is only the thing that you have to condition your opponent into first. You want to make sure they are blocking your pressure strings, and then the jab, jab, grab starts working. Otherwise, you can try and attack out of it. You can also counter grab.
And back throws do more damage. Is that right, when you grab them from behind?
Yep, that is another universal mechanic in this game where usually if you get a stun or if you are catching your opponents behind, like facing the other direction, getting that grab does a little bit more damage. And in a game where most of your damage is coming from stray hits, any additional damage you can get that's confirmed is really, really good. And yet another long grab animation, really making you think about your choices as you got grabs.
It's coming down to it.
Oh, yeah. And right now, this is actually Alymra's like tournament life here. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
If we see Kea go down here, Alymra, oh no, another jab, grab, confirm. This is going to leave him with barely any health. He does have one stock of super. That is what the red gem in the top left-hand corner is. Goes for a super right there.
Wow.
Does a chunk of damage, and it's down to the wire. Goes for another one, and it's a knockdown. This is coming down to the wire here. Alymra still on tournament life, but still barely breathing. Oh, we're seeing the zoning come through, and that is the sigil on the ground that goes into a cinematic, a very high priority projectile here. Oh, both going for jumping attacks.
I was utterly fascinated by the amount of depth in this game. I hear two-button fighter, I think, maybe something like dive kick, for example, right? But there's literally, not to say that dive kick doesn't have depth, but there's literally so much that's going on in everything that you've covered. So many hidden mechanics.
Yeah, this is one of those games that we basically found, kind of diving through the eclectic collection of PlayStation games that we wanted to just like, oh, we'll play a silly, fighter that sounds funny, It has the you might see in the background here. I'll try and point it out if we see it. The stages.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's so many cute and amazing things about this game, but then all of the depth that comes with it, if the camera just changes a little bit more.
Ooh!
Oh,
man, a little slobber knocker going right
there. It is. Gamers in the background. Gamers, rise up. Make some noise. As it is coming down to the final moments here. This is Alymra's life. If he is able to get this last knockdown, it's going to go to a game 3.
Lot of footsies
punished
here.
with the red sigil that does give him one free stock of meter. Is he going to use it? Goes for it immediately, blocks, but the chip damage is there. Goes for another invincible super. Charging up a little bit of meter there, blocks all the rings, gets a counter punish.
Back throw.
And that's enough. Woo! And we have ourselves a tied game here. It all comes down to this here in the loser semifinals. This is going to be a best 2 out of 3, so this will be the final match.
Running it back, all right.
All right, well, you love to see it.
What do you got for this last one? What are you liking that you're seeing?
Oh man, there's just already like, for 2 players that have picked up the game at this event, there's so many high-level strategies already deployed. It's one of the things that I love about this game, where it is simple to understand, but if you have a solid understanding of fighting game fundamentals, you can go really far. Understanding mix-ups, understanding conditioning, understanding how to provide threats, and making sure your opponent, like if you find something that works, keep doing it until they've proven to you that they know how to deal with it, then you start mixing it up. All of the very common threads of all fighting games are apparent here.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, I tried to just apply a lot of what I knew coming from Super Smash Bros. Background, And I found a lot of success in exactly what you talked about. Doing something till it doesn't work, then you find the next thing that works, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
That said, I only went 1 and 2, so I didn't do that well. But
not to make too many parallels to Smash, but one thing that is important to know about the control system, you might be thinking, how are they doing so many varied moves with only one attack action? It's all of the attacks are also tied to a direction plus attack, or multiple directions plus attack, or by double tapping the attack button as well. All of those combinations leads to separate moves, so these players have all of those combinations memorized to make sure that the special that is coming out is the one that they want. Oftentimes, if you double tap the attack button, you'll get a wider version of your special move that's designed to catch sidesteps, because this is a 3-dimensional game. It's very powerful to sidestep out of the way of projectiles and then counter with your own projectile. But if you see your opponent doing that, then you're opened up to wide-ranged versions of attacks.
And this is a game that I found out the hard way does not reward mashing.
Oh, absolutely not.
With exactly what you were talking about with the double tap attack, and when it splits the attack, if your opponent is standing directly in front of you, it just whiffs entirely.
Exactly, yeah. It's our first lesson we teach every player here at GDQ events. You do not want to mash in this game. You want to be very deliberate with your button presses. And already you see them at range, charging some meter.
Coming down to the wire.
Raw grab from range. There are 2 different types of grabs as well. It's when you see the red circle appear and it's full, that's a normal grab, but what we in the community like to call a donut grab happens when there is a little bit of space in the middle and it's a wider version of the grab. It's designed to catch sidesteps. So that's kind of the mix-up. Are they going to stand still and eat the range grab, or are they going to walk towards you and eat the donut grab?
All right, final game, or final round here, I should say.
Oh yeah, no matter what, next knockdown is going to determine who moves on here in the finals. This has already been a down-to-the-wire showcase. You couldn't ask for anything better. better here at SGDQ 2024 Evil Zone. I can't believe we're doing it, man.
And you couldn't, I mean, I'm sure that neither of these players, when they sat down for their first match at the tournament, imagined they'd be sitting here on Friday.
Yeah, it's turning from attendees to essentially runners here in the marathon. They even get their own runner badges after this. Custom designed for the Evil Zone tournament. You love to see it. Oh, and there we go. The Sigil taking priority over that dashing attack. Wow, 2 high-level gameplay here. Oh my goodness. We're just seeing the footsies. Neither player wants to commit to anything too risky.
It looks like Alymra has a supercharge as well.
Oh, yeah, and gets the grab here. That's going to apply a little bit more pressure. One thing that's important to note is that your meter is also tied to your health. So the lower your health, the easier it is to charge meter and get supers going. Oh, that's a huge chunk of damage. I think any knockdown is going to do it, and that's a confirm. Congratulations, Alymra, for moving on Tainam0. A fantastic showcase, literally beating some of the legends of the game, tournament winners of past, and I just could not ask for a better showcase here. Congratulations to both of you. You did a fantastic job.
And the nerves were on there for Alymra, too. Did you see that deep breath? Big sigh. Love the sportsmanship, big handshake.
Of course, yes. I mean, it is about competition, but also it's about community. It's about fun. It's about showing that video games can be more than just, distractions from the world. It could be a community building process, and I am so happy that we are here for it. I think we are ready to move on to our next round. This is going to be the winners finals.
Ready for this one. I am super excited.
2 legends of the game here, starting first with Caveman.
Let's go, Caveman.
A winner of many, many tournaments.
Let's go, Caveman.
Honestly, the villain runs a tournament just to try and win it himself.
Playing into the heel, you love to see it.
Puts up a beautiful poster as the prize with the intention of trying to win it himself. Honestly, the nerve of this guy, but we love him.
Really an exercise in ego to run tournaments just to win them.
And we have his opponent right here, right now. We have Kane of Pachi, a longtime member of the PlayStation Nation. And as these 2 players set up here, we are going to see probably new characters.
I would hope so. I would like to see some new characters.
Yeah. Another thing that's important to note about the character selection in this game is that the cast is actually, we were talking about top tiers and best characters or whatever, it's actually a very well-balanced game, all things considered, because every character has access to a handful of universal mechanics like the stun, like the supers, like the grabs, and those are like the bread and butter of gameplay in this game. So really the individual special moves that the characters have and like stuff like that is kind of like the spice on top of it. So most characters tend to be very, very good. And we have 2 new characters shown on screen. We have Midori and Setsuna.
All right, and here we go, game 1.
Yeah, we have Caveman picking the patented Midori. Very aggressive, very in-your-face, likes to rush you down, use advancing specials to try and go into like cinematic special animations and do damage that way. And then Setsuna is more of a well-balanced all-rounder, has good projectiles, can also scrap with the sword close range. But yeah, we're seeing Midori's dive kick taking priority over a lot of different interactions as well. Kind of like a rushdown grappler style character.
Absolutely.
Really.
That's definitely a character that I would say speaks to me most, and I'm really excited to see Caveman working at full power here. When he was teaching me the game, I mean, I could tell brother was not trying, right? So I'm really excited to see him going just full bore and what he's capable of.
I am fully confident in saying that no one has played this game in the world more than Caveman. A double stun. That is one thing that is interesting about Midori is her stun is a little bit lackluster in certain scenarios, but the one one benefit that it does have is that it will take priority over certain trades where both players will get stunned. So if you're doing a stun war, at the very least, you have to rely on the fact that both players are going to be stunned. And one thing that's important about stuns is that you can mash out of stuns to get out of the actual stun itself faster. Oh, trying to chip out, but that was not safe. The counter special able to knock down.
That was going to be my next question. I saw Caveman rapidly shaking his hands when he was stunned. I did not know you could mash out of it.
Yep. There's a couple of mashing mini games that may come up.
Mashing mini games.
Being stunned is one of them. If you see both players running side by side, that can happen. Ooh, a very advanced technique there. The jab into stun combo, and then doing a quick turnaround to get the back grab for a little bit of extra damage. This is how you know he is playing on another level, because he thinks about being able to eke out every last drop of damage in every situation. And it's what makes him so deadly as a competitor, you know? Something that would only be like, you know, 10 interactions for one player, Caveman is able to take down an opponent in like 6.
Is jab jab into stun? Like, is that true?
It depends on the situation. So there is a counter hit mechanic in this game. So if you hit somebody out of a special attack of their own, they'll go into a crumple state where they like land on the floor.
Okay, that's
during
why
that
kept
period of
happening.
time, they are vulnerable to true combos. Otherwise, all combos kind of turn into mix-ups where it's like, okay, am I going to finish my combo string and expect you to press buttons?
Nice smash and the counter. Wow.
Yeah, we are seeing already incredibly aggressive, and then going back to defensive gameplay, back and forth. It's coming down to the wire here.
3 supers.
Yeah, 3 supers can maybe come into play. Supers are one way to get back into this game.
Oh,
wow.
Game 1. Game 1 to Kane.
Yeah,
and this
Kane
is
honestly on a like miracle run, really.
Is this a best of 5?
This is going to be our first best of 5 of the tournament now that we are in the upper part of the bracket. This is winners finals here. Both players are guaranteed to get at least 3rd place. But the winner of this gets guaranteed top 2 as they sit in the grand finals, where they will have to sit pretty with at least 2 sets to work with.
Now, character change from Caveman. Why do you think he went to Kea?
I think Midori is a solid character, but the more that we play this game, it's clear that her weaknesses kind of get outweighed in certain situations. I think Setsuna might be a harder matchup because she has the sword, she has really strong projectiles, and Midori's more of a rushdown character with like needing to apply pressure and needing to apply mix-ups, but Setsuna doesn't want to deal with any of that because of the priority on her moves and such.
I see.
And Kea is a really good zoner as well. Like, he has some of the strongest projectiles in the game. He also has a really strong game plan because of his sigils that he throws down on the floor. If you notice those, he has a blue one and he has a red one. If he ever hits the red one, he gets a free stock of meter, which can kind of snowball into the situation. Oh, wow, cancels the ranged grab with a stun, combos into the super. Massive damage.
Huge comeback potential here.
Kea does have 1 stock of meter. Oh, gets the confirm. Into the stun. Into the super.
Woo!
And that is going to be a knockdown.
I love when everybody does a super because I get to see the new animations that I haven't seen before. So cool.
Yeah. There's so many beautiful animations of this game, and we are seeing so many of them come out today.
I loved getting introduced to the Dan Zyver space
Oh,
laser.
yeah. It's a shame we don't see any Dan Zybers here in the top 4 because the space laser, boy, oh boy, it is something to behold. It's a 20-second long grab animation. But here, already a very strong start. I think the Kea pick is really paying off. Kea being able to apply pressure in maybe just ever so slightly a different way that Kane is not really prepared for.
And you mentioned Kane went on a miracle run. Can you tell me more about that?
I mean, Kane hasn't really been super active in the Evil Zone tournament scene. He's been MIA from a handful of GDQs. So his story, he was telling me at the beginning, where he was expecting to, maybe make it far, but then lose to, some of the tournament suspects.
Like this guy right here.
But just putting his nose down to the grindstone, playing a few games during the event, and really kind of de-rusting his skills. And now he's sitting here in the winners finals up a game. Something that if you had asked him before this event, I don't think he would have seen himself in this situation.
Absolutely. It's looking like Kea is the answer here for Caveman, though.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe Kane is considering maybe a different pick, or if maybe some sort of optimizations in his gameplay. Maybe he's trying to download some habits from Caveman to bring into the next game. Or maybe, I was going to say there is comeback potential with the stocks of meter.
I saw how quickly he was building super there. That was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, remember those red, like, little diamond things in the top is your stock of meter. You can spend them for either the Universal Super or powered up EX versions of moves that do have invincibility. So,
all right, here we go.
And we are seeing a character switch coming out here. We're seeing the Errol.
I don't think I've seen this character once, so this is all going to be new to me.
Oh, yeah. Errol is a fan favorite of many high-level GDQ tournament-winning players of this game. Legendarily, Maikuyama's main.
Oh, really? Okay,
oh, yeah. Maikuyama,
cool.
shout-outs. One of the top players, one of the few players to ever win an Evil Zone tournament here at GDQ.
Yeah, I was going to say previous tournament winner, Maikuyama.
Yeah, shout-outs.
Arguably what he's known for. Is
oh, yeah. I think, like, that's for, as far as I'm concerned, he only done Evil Zone, right? Something like that, yeah.
That's how I first heard of him.
Yeah. Yeah, Errol is a strong character, another sword-based fighter. The sword doesn't come into play too often. The thing that actually sticks out most about Errol is her laser special attack is one of the best lasers. There's a couple different like types of special attacks. There's standard projectiles, there's projectiles with higher priority, and then there's lasers.
Okay.
The lasers usually tend to be on the better side, but they usually have a lot of end lag. Errol's, for whatever reason, doesn't, so it makes it very, very scary. But Kea kind of just shutting it all down with his
quick
zoning.
work that round.
Very powerful specials, like I said.
The laser you're talking about, is that red one?
It's like a blue laser that'll come up from the ground and go up.
Heard that.
But Kane is actually going with a very different style of like trying to throw out a lot of stuns because her stun is also very decent as well. It's the little white projectile that'll come out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a standard fireball, but it doesn't have a lot of end lag either. Errol is also known for her snowball potential because she has one of the best EX moves in the entire game. Fully invincible, charge across the screen. Oh, Caveman was able to mash out fast enough with that stun that it didn't combo into a grab. Oh, and then a little bit of nerves coming out, not getting the full punish there off the stun. Finally gets the grab there. But still, all of that pressure did do a chunk of damage to Caveman. It might not have been optimal, but he's still on a bad foot here. Uh-oh. Gets the knockdown, but doesn't convert.
To it.
Oh, doesn't punish with the grab there off of the special.
Okay, I see that stun now.
Oh, and it's coming down to the wire here. Another grab for Caveman. Into the stun. This should be it if the grab connects.
There we go.
And we are coming down to the final round here in game number 3.
So it's the third game No, I don't think the last one did. Okay.
Yeah, it is right now 1 game for Kane, 1 game for Caveman, and the winner of this is going to have the advantage in the set. It is best 3 out of 5, so first to get to 3 wins will be the winner of the set.
A critical game 3, to be
fair. Yeah, you never want to go down in the set. Ideally, you just want to win 3-0, you know?
Absolutely.
But we're getting fantastic zone gameplay here, and I couldn't be happier.
Would you say the evil zoners at GDQ are the best evil zone players in the world?
Oh, I would say so, yeah. I mean, I couldn't think of... We have scoured the lands to try and find combo videos, technique videos, any online place where people are talking about this game. And ultimately, it keeps coming back to our community, our tournaments that we run. And there we go, Caveman, sealing another game. I don't think the Arrow was a terrible pick necessarily, but, you know, Caveman is a strong competitor. He has won many a games, many a tournaments leading up to this point right here, so...
Staring at each other, giving each other a little stare down. Kane's thinking about it. Smile on his face,
running
it back.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad choice necessarily. A couple of things going differently, and it could have went his way. We haven't even seen all of Errol's kit yet either. Oh, but immediately we saw the red sigil, giving him that soccer meter immediately, comboing the stun, then half using the super for a half health combo. This is what makes Kea such a scary tournament character. Oh, gets a counter stun, runs up into the grab. And I think Kane might be able to stabilize here. Yes, and we are seeing you cannot mess with that move. That is what makes Errol so scary as a comeback character. If she has meter, she could say, I don't know what else to do. I'm going to go invincible and spin.
That was an absurd-looking attack.
You cannot mess with it. It is fully invincible and has essentially 0 end lag, so you can't punish it. If Errol wants to stall the game out with that move, she can. It does cost meter, so she can't do it indefinitely, but it's really scary to go up against. You kind of just have to block it out and eat the chip damage. Oh, and that stun might do it for round number 1 here.
Round 1 to Caveman.
Kane's going to have to change something up if he does not want to see the loser's bracket this soon.
And Caveman's on match point right now.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic gameplay so far. I could not be happier with the showcase. Oh, and yeah, that move from Kea is also, as we have discovered this week, one of the strongest projectiles in the game. It comes out very quickly. It catches side steps, has very little end lag. The only downside is it only catches a very specific range. But Caveman has gotten so good at playing in that mid-range, playing to the very edge of that special attack.
He's so good with that sigil, too.
Yeah. One of the things that I also like about Caveman's gameplay, getting the donut grab there, incredible. The thing that I like about him is he's not afraid to do jumping attacks, because that's one of the options that we have considered to be kind of bad, a little bit laggy, maybe a little telegraphed. Sure. But if you time it right, you can jump over somebody's projectile. Oh, I think that's going to do it. Yeah, I think that is going to be it. I don't want to call it too soon. There it is.
Well played, gentlemen.
Killing with the super. Caveman moves on to the grand finals, attempting to win his own tournament yet again. What a failure. I think we have over 10 tournament wins under your belt, Caveman.
Embrace me, he says.
Oh, you love to see it. Camaraderie amongst the PlayStation Nation.
All right, so we're going to have Alymra versus Kane coming up here.
Yeah, and while they're getting set up, Argick, how are you feeling about these matches so far?
Absolutely loving it. It's been amazing. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Argick.
Hey.
I was having so much fun, and I look straight ahead, and you're right there.
Yeah.
How lovely.
It's amazing. Like, seeing these games, seeing them come out. Like, if you're saying it's a GDQ staple, it absolutely is, because I'm hearing it over the pond, but we've got some love in the donations here as well. We got a $50 donation from Tainam0, the ultimate hero, that says, "Good evening. This is Kea. I have an interesting letter that says a group of gamers are gathering donations for Doctors Without Borders and would like my advice. Well, Doctors Without Borders is a fine charity, so I recommend that everyone in the audience donate $5.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, let's hear it for a $5 train. Maybe we can get those going.
Absolutely, and then you were mentioning about community as well. We have a $10 donation here from Paul Kitsune that says, as the GM who gave this game out at Kuso Grande 8, I'm so happy to see people who actually know how to play a fighting game with a single attack button and all the anime.
Shout outs to Kusei Grande.
Shout outs. If there's one thing I've learned coming to GDQs is you can always, like, there's no group of people that are more knowledgeable about obscure, random, like PS1 and like Nintendo games from the 90s. It's great.
Oh, of course. Speaking of, I think our competitors are ready to get into that next
Wonderful
match.
Let's go.
We have Alymra versus Kane here in the losers finals.
We're ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All
and we're
right.
getting right into it. Seeing Ihadoka versus Setsuna, two of the most powerful characters in the game, going up against each other. Like we said earlier, Ihadoka is the boss character of this game, so she does a ton of damage on a lot of her special moves.
That throw is so ridiculous.
Her special moves also have very high priority. For example, if you ever see the like orange fireball come out from Ihadoka, that move, you cannot mess with it. It has infinite priority. It beats every other special in the game. The main downside of Ihadoka, however, she is the boss character. She's rather clunky, rather slow. She does a lot of damage, but she can struggle to get in sometimes if you zone her out. So... Oh, and then we see another thing happening there. This is crazy. Setsuna, one of the few characters to actually low profile during certain animations.
Oh, that's so cool.
When she does her sword attack, she kind of pancakes into the ground and she can go under other special moves. Yeah, it's one of the things that makes Setsuna such a tricky character to really pin down.
And Kane kind of has Alymra on their last ropes right here in this first round.
Oh, the counter grab, next knockdown is going to do it, yeah. One thing that is important to note about this game, in order to actually eliminate the player for the round, you have to knock them down. There is no individual hit that will lead their HP to 0. Their back has to hit the floor.
I had no idea. Okay, I hadn't seen it being called knockdown. Okay.
Yep, the knockdown has to be a part of it. Oh, teching the grab, like I said, it is such a tight window to hit. These players are prepared to give it like the best showing so far. Oh, the jab, jab, grab, but the counter grab showing that it's not a real combo. There are options against it.
Also, okay, how do you say your name?
Ihadoka.
Okay, I always just called her Ball Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Sends out a lot of balls.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Her balls are very, very powerful. What?
One thing I can't...
What did I say?
One thing I can't get over with her is like when she gets up, she just turns invisible.
Yes, that is one of the things that is trickier about Ihadoka and Kakarine as well. The mystical ghost spirit girls of the game. Their animations are very tricky because they're meant to, in the lore of the game, Ihadoka is a being that is able to exist in multiple dimensions at once. There are the balls coming out right there. I wasn't lying. They're very powerful.
Yes. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, no. Staring down Ihadoka and her powerful balls, it is a sight you do not face lightly here in the Evil Zone. Teching out of every grab. Oh my God, Kane is gaming right now.
That's a lot of two-frame windows to hit right there.
Oh yeah.
In a high-pressure situation.
Yeah, and it's not like, you know, in speedrunning when you have a two-frame trick coming up, it's like, okay, I can prepare myself.
Yes.
This is a fighting game.
On reaction.
You are playing against another player who is trying to defeat you, so you just have to be ready for it, and I think those reactions are amazing. Oh, there's the balls coming out, yeah. They have very high priority. They beat almost every projectile in the game. Oh, I do like that like flying dive attack as well from Ihadoka. Yeah. It's kind of her one way to like say, I'm a slow character, but I can get in with this one attack. It's a little telegraphed, I would say, but you know, it's still very powerful if it hits.
And it sends you like behind the other player too, is that right?
Oh yeah, and if it hits, it also essentially gives you a free counter hit regardless of what the player is doing. Yeah, the balls are powerful, I'm telling you. Oh, and yep, goes for the powered up EX. It does a little bit of chip damage, so, you know, even if it just does the chip damage, that could end up mattering. Oh, cancels the long screen grab because of the projectiles.
One more hit for Alymra. Setsuna has 2 bars of meter.
And the grab is going to do it.
Do it. Game 1 goes to Alymra.
Again, this is another best of 5, first to 3 here at the losers finals. We might see a character change, or nope, they're running it back. I like to see it. These are, again, 2 of the best characters in the game, so I don't think you're going to find a better character on the character select screen than these 3.
And clearly they both, it was working for both of them. Those are 3 consecutive very close rounds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes it just comes down to conditioning. You know, this is a game, like I said, that is very well balanced. So it's just the difference between, like, mixing up your approaches, mixing up your pressure, knowing when to have a hard read on your opponent and, like, really try and punish it. If I think you're just going to stand there and block my pressure, well, a grab is going to open you up.
Absolutely.
If I think you're going to start mashing, I can just sidestep those mash attempts and do a projectile of my own. There's a lot of depth in a game like this.
And would you say there are any matchups that are just like nigh unwinnable or really bad, even at this level?
At the top level, no. I think most characters are pretty well balanced. There's a couple of the lower end characters or a couple of the funkier matchups that we think are kind of rough. Tainam0, unfortunately, we're not seeing him here. He is a fan favorite. He's got the space laser. Everybody loves him. He is one of the characters that I think has some of the more polarizing matchups in the game. He's able to shut down some of the lower tier characters pretty hard.
Whoa.
And then the stun into super, this is going to do a ton of damage. Hidoka is going to get a stock of meter, because that is another thing that does happen. If your HP goes low enough,
oh, that's
That's just
nice.
a pure punish right there.
Yep.
Yeah, a little too
100%,
laggy on that.
100%.
But yeah, if you have a stock of meter, so essentially the yellow that comes in from their health bar, that's them charging their meter. If their health goes below the yellow part of the bar, they'll just get the stock of meter for free.
Okay, I always thought that like there was the meter breaking or something like that, but that makes a lot more sense.
Oh yeah, no, it gives you the stock of meter. So this game is actually kind of has a built-in comeback mechanic in that way, where if your health is lower, you charge meter faster up to the point where you actually get a full stock of meter to play with. So, and those supers do so much damage. It's one of the most damaging ways to punish your opponent. Oh yeah, very cinematic angles here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, some of these grabs are some of the most ridiculous animations I've ever seen.
Yeah, we were talking about it in the practice room. They really wanted to show love to the 3D animation available on the PlayStation of its era. Yeah, it's a beautiful game, in my opinion. One of the most beautiful on the PlayStation. Look at this cinematic, everybody.
Okay. Wow, okay. And Kane here trying to find the answer, take a game of his own.
Yeah, these matches are going by real fast,
yeah,
too.
They are.
These are very aggressive players, like, because Evil Zone, you might notice, there's no timer. Like, couldn't you just run away forever? Well, because every character has full screen grabs and projectiles, it gets really scary to do that. They're both fully invincible for a while, but then Kane doesn't win that interaction. The chip isn't going to do enough. It needs to be a knockdown. The grab puts them both down to 1 hit. The first knockdown will do it.
Last hit.
Oh, he blocks in time, but doesn't block in time for the second one. And this is going to be game 3 here.
So it looks
Match
like
number 3.
That projectile has more priority?
Oh, yeah, the little yellow fireball. It's one of the best projectiles in the game. The only things that can beat it is cinematics specials. And you have to, like, sidestep in order to even do that.
Okay.
Setsuna does have a cinematic special with her sword attack. So if the sword hits, it'll go into an animation, and that, like, overrides a lot of things. Oh, and wow! Gets the knockdown into the wake up into grab.
An exclamation there from Kane was not happy about that, I don't think.
I mean, it was a very, very frustrating situation to be in. You know, you felt like you were in the driver's seat. You get hit by the balls, your grab gets canceled, and then you get counter grabbed. You know, that's a big swing in damage.
Can we get a balls donation train?
I would love to hear how the people at home are feeling about Hidoka's balls and how powerful they are.
I mean, that's going to come in, and that's going to be fun to read off. But we do have a $50 donation for My Hero Zero that says, Evil Zone, let's go!
Let's go!
Glad to hear the people at home are loving this gameplay, and it is coming down to the wire yet again. This is possibly going to do it. Maybe? Sajam, will it kill? No, just barely not enough. There's the knockdown. You'll love to see it.
Fist pump from Kane. He's feeling it.
He has evened out the score.
While you're getting set up for the next round here, we do have people coming in here. We have a $20 donation from Blue Bolt Comments that says, I've been playing Evil Zone since I was wee, and seeing it played on the main stage at SGDQ and hearing the music brought back so many great memories. All the best to these brave fighters, and lots of love from Scotland.
Nice.
Love to hear it.
Love to hear Argick reading that too.
Oh, yeah. It's actually Argick self-inserting into the donations right there, yeah.
He's shaking his head at us. All right, so here we are, game 3. And once again, a critical game 3, both players on with a game apiece.
Yeah, I mean, there are still, 2 minimum games to work with here, but you don't want to let it get that far.
No.
With both having a match under their belt, both players going to want to seal it out as soon as possible here, because this is the most fierce competition, I will say, in the 10 years I have been watching people play this game. Nearly 10 years of Evil Zone.
Really?
This is the highest level of gameplay we have ever seen.
And something I will note, this was the biggest tournament ever at a GDQ, is that right?
We have had the most signups, at least as far as we can confirm. This was the largest tournament in GDQ history.
So
and it is all coming down to this, showcased on the mainstream. You'll love to see it. Yet another cinematic grab here. Very anime.
And I've noticed that, but depending on where the players are on the stage for the same, animation, they'll have different camera angles.
Oh yeah, this game has a dynamic camera system. It's one of the things that makes for some of the most hype moments in GDQ history. Just like that, low profiling under the fireball, able to get a counter stun.
Wow.
Taking out of the grab. Oh my God, Kane came to play.
Kane is cooking right now.
Oh, sidesteps the raw super, gets a counter grab, gets to charge a little bit of meter. It's one of the things that makes grabs so potent in this game is while the other character is knocked down, you can charge meter, you can set up pressure, and gets another knockdown. And Kane with a quick match right there.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most dominant matches we've seen, I think, period, so far.
Oh yeah, you love to see it.
And okay, character change it is.
Yeah, how are the people feeling at home so far?
People are absolutely loving it. We have a $5 donation from Kisis that says, here are the $5 bills that Kaya uses for his super. Putting that, of course, towards the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time bonus game. 34,000 on that one. Please keep your donations coming in for it. And the love for Evil Zone as well.
I'm so happy to see so much love for this game, and I would love to see that love extended into the bonus game for Ocarina of Time. I want to see that personally. But for now, we do have yet the next match here at Evil Zone. Losers Finals. This is nearly all the marbles, If you want to make it
close to.
Yeah, if you want to make the run back to Caveman sitting pretty in Grand Finals, you're going to have to win this match here.
I love
and Kane is looking quite poised to do so, but so far this round's not necessarily going his way. He does have 1 stock of meter and close to a 2nd stock as well. Oh, the counter stun. They both mash
faster.
out. Yeah, they both go back to neutral. Sword attack whips. Oh, but the donut grab, that probably might not have been the best play. Oh, but the sigil, yeah, that's going to be a knockdown.
All right, another Kea pick, and it's working here.
Yeah, I really do like the development of Kea recently. A character that we knew was strong, but not a lot of people picked him up. And now we're seeing him nearly at the highest level of the gameplay.
That's something I wanted to ask you about. You mentioned earlier you didn't know how powerful he was. I think you almost said till this tournament.
Yeah, there's just not been a lot of very high-level players that have messed around with Kea. I think Caveman having a pocket Kea has kind of helped develop the meta. We kind of sat down and was like, okay, we know Kea is strong, but how strong is he? But then once we realized that his game plan really was that mid-range zoning, very powerful projectiles, using the priority to his advantage. We are seeing that he really is a tournament threat, our mental tier list of this game is changing in real time as we go through this tournament.
So fascinating that even after all this time, the meta is still developing and y'all are still finding out new things about these characters that you've been playing with in this niche little game for such a long time.
I think it just comes down to how well balanced and well designed this game is, You hear fighting game with 2 buttons, you think, oh, it's probably going to get solved in 2 seconds. No.
I did not expect a complex game when I sat down, and then here we are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then cancels out of the grab animation with the projectile still flying through the air. The fact that every character has projectiles at range and grabs at range really changes the combat dynamic so much in this game.
All right. We're going to the 3rd round here. Alymra trying to push a game 5.
Otherwise, this might be Alymra's tournament life here.
Kane on match point. He's been feeling it the whole set. See if he can lock in here.
Oh, yeah. I love to see some good Evil Zone neutral here. Yep. Full screen backing away from each other. No, we have projectiles. We can fight that way. Or we can get in close, grapple style, get the grabs going. I just love how the game plays at such dynamic ranges, going in and out, side steps, jumps,
You really are never safe.
Oh, yeah. It's a game where you can feel pressure at all levels of the screen, anywhere on the screen, at any moment.
And they're matching each other blow for blow here.
Yeah, health-wise, this is as even as it gets. Neither of them have super meter. Oh, cancels out of the grab yet again. Oh, this is a pressure string, but the counter grab gets the knockdown. They are, dead even in health. Gets the grab. 1 stock of meter for Setsuna. Oh, but the sigil, not enough. 1 more knockdown will do it. But
let's see what Kane has
does have super available. One stun into super will definitely do it. It's anyone's game, but the grab in neutral.
Game 5.
Wow. I could not have asked for a better showcase.
That was awesome.
Now look in chat, we got ourselves a massive $500 donation from TMS Lift.
Woo!
That says, what a week it's been already. Good luck, Kane. Ooh. Getting some love in for the players here as well.
All right. Oh, Alymra taking off the jacket. Here we go.
It's hot up on the stage.
It really does.
When you're gaming this hard.
All right, and here we go. Game 5. A switch to, is it Errol?
Yep, we have
Switch to
Errol. Yeah. Errol versus Kea. This is a matchup that I think is really underdeveloped. Like, this might be the handbook that we go back to try and figure out how this matchup is supposed to be played.
History being written right in front of us, huh?
Two lesser played characters, but being played at the highest level here. Like, this is like never before seen anywhere in the world.
That is so
high-level
cool.
gameplay.
I mean, I'm having so much fun. This is like kind of like my first time, so to speak. I can only imagine as somebody that has been running these tournaments and like playing this game for such a long time, how this must feel for you. How cool.
I mean, I am glowing right now. I am so happy. I've been nonstop smiling since I've been sitting on this couch. This tournament alone, even like a backstage in the tournament room, we were seeing brand new interactions happening. I mean, it being the largest tournament we've ever run, being the largest tournament ever at a GDQ, like it just goes to show how
almost
much
got that match.
We are able to get people together for just having fun, enjoying the community, getting together for a good cause. It's one of the things that makes GDQ such a special time of year for us gamers, and we love to see it. Ooh, a lot of zoning in this game.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a tough game to play, I feel like. Oh, the laser just barely not getting out in time. It's one of the things that makes the laser very powerful up close, but at range, it doesn't necessarily have the speed to compete with certain specials.
Yeah, it looked like Alymra was on his back foot for a sec there.
Oh, but doesn't block every single hit.
Whoa!
One of the things that makes
that was so much damage.
Errol so scary. That EX spinning, spin to win, as we like to call it.
Yes.
You cannot mess with that move. It has a ton of different hits. It has a bunch of priority. It's invincible the whole time. It can true combo into her laser for big, big damage. It's honestly a winning strategy that has seen play from Mike Uyama of all people. It's one of the things that defined his tournament run in his winning tournament in, I believe it was AGDQ 2019? I might be wrong on that. It was one of those.
Also, how cool that y'all have so much history with this.
Oh, I mean,
that's a lot of GDQs. That's a lot of GDQs over 9 years.
Yeah, we've been running so many of these events, and I'm so happy to finally showcase it on the mainstream for you lovely people. I'd be very interested to hear how the people are feeling at home.
People are absolutely loving it.
How are people feeling in the crowd?
Yeah, it is loud here. We got a $5 donation from Zone Bridget that says, oh my God, I used to play the heck out of Evo Zone. I just didn't recognize the name at all. This was an absolute blast from the past and a ton of fun to watch.
Oh, that grab might be the swing that Kane needs in life, because at this point, if Kane gets one more knockdown, that's going to be the set. Let's see if Alymra can get a knockdown here. Goes for the EX. Those EXs are invincible. I think that's going to be not enough for the knockdown.
Goodness.
I can't believe it. Oh, and the laser is going to do a chunk of damage. Tries to jump in. Oh, combo into grab.
Oh!
And it is coming down to the final match here.
Game 5, last round, and a trip to grand finals on the line.
I cannot emphasize this enough. Alymra picked up this game this week and is playing at the highest of levels. Like, this is incredible. I could not be happier.
And for
another sigil here.
And the drama as it comes down to this last round.
Oh, yeah. I can just feel the tension. Yeah, neither player wants to necessarily overcommit here. Kind of slowing down the gameplay, really trying to feel each other out. Oh, but the stun counters the full screen grab. It's one of the things that makes full screen grab not necessarily like as overwhelming as you might think. Is like you are vulnerable to projectiles when it's in the air. Don't get the combo into super. The stun combos into super. There's going to be a ton of damage.
Baseball?
Shout out to Peanut Butter.
Shout out baseball. Shout out Peanut Butter.
And yet another full screen grab. The pressure is overwhelming here. It's not going to be enough.
Alymra takes off his headset.
You're still in it, Alymra. You just got to believe. This is a game where comebacks are more than possible. The being able to charge meter when your HP is low does give you an advantage.
It is so hard to finish this game, finish out a round in this game.
It does require a knockdown, but it is coming down to the wire. A little bit of chip damage. Stray hits aren't going to do it.
This.
Jump in. Does get a hit into the combo. Backs off, says, I don't want to put myself in a risky situation with a mix-up I'm not ready for. Oh, he's dodging so much into the stun, into the grab!
It's not over!
Alymra just took off the headset to feel the crowd and how they're feeling about this match.
I am on
As it comes down to the wire,
here.
just a straight hit.
Oh,
With the arrow knockdown.
The move you talk so much about.
It's a very powerful move. Wow.
Oh, and a big ovation here from the crowd for Kane, who just clutches that out. What a wonderful performance from
I have
Alymra.
seen so much Evil Zone in my life. That is the most electric set I have ever seen, legitimately.
That is...
Coming from a legend of the game as well as a newcomer, first event making it all the way to top 3. Let's all hear it for Alymra.
Standing ovation from the back hatch. How about that? Well done to both of you.
But the tournament's not over. We
like
do have grand finals after this.
I feel like I hear Jaws music right now.
Versus the electric, the many time winner of many Evil Zones, Caveman.
Ooh.
Really, truly, the final boss.
Boomy, he says.
Truly the final boss of Evil Zone. You may think it's Ihadoka being able to consist in multiple dimensions at once. You know this, the spiel. Oh, man.
All roads lead to
What do I even
Caveman,
say?
I guess.
Argick, help me.
We got a $50 donation from Garin that says, I love Evil Zone. I grew up with the game first from a very limited demo disc, then the full game, and I'd never heard of anyone knowing about it until I heard all about it from AGDQ this year. So hyped to see it showcased on the big stage. Zero Chaku. And then we also have a $25 donation from Anonymous that just says, wait, what the heck? Now that I'm looking at it, I played so much Evil Zone as a kid with my brothers. This is unlocking so many memories. Everybody is loving this. It is phenomenal right now. And we have a $25 donation from James that says, you guys are doing amazing. Here are 5 tickets for that $5 donation train.
Awesome.
Love to hear it. And as we get into our finals, we are seeing a change of location here, as is tradition in Evil Zone tournaments. We are changing the stage to the Evil Zone.
All right.
Once these competitors are ready, they'll go ahead and lock in their characters, and we are getting ready for grand finals here at SGDQ 2024. Crowd, how are you feeling? I'm so happy to see such an electric turnout here at SGDQ 2024. I could not be happier. As I've said many times, I'm nonstop smiling, seeing the highest level of gameplay here. And, oh man, the music is kicking in. Let's go.
And so, to be clear, Kane has to win 2 sets. Coming
That
from
is
the losers
correct.
bracket.
Yes, this is a double elimination bracket here. So once you've lost 1 set, you go into the lower bracket. And since Caveman hasn't lost a set yet, if, for example, Kane takes the first set, Caveman would then go into the lower bracket, and then they would rerun the set, and then whoever wins that set would be the grand champion here. Oh, another stun canceling out of full screen, but mashes
so
out.
good at mashing out of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops here. And this has been a pretty slow, grindy match so far. They are both going blow for blow. A little bit of pressure set up here off the grab. Charges up some meter. Tries to go for the raw super, but gets counter-supered with the stun. Is this going to do it?
I feel like it should, right?
Yet another knockdown off of super. Wow.
It's been working for him the whole tournament.
I mean, it is probably the most damaging punish in the game. It's one of those things that you fish for when you need to make a comeback. It's one of the things that makes the comeback mechanic of getting super earlier with lower health so powerful. And another tech, but jumping over with Midori's dive kick. It's what makes her such an aggressive character. That dive kick is very powerful. Wow. Yeah, that you can definitely tell the playstyle that Caveman likes with Midori, just rushing down, running full screen, saying, you have to deal with my moves one way or another.
And I feel like, I mean, 2 sets versus, you know, arguably the greatest in the game. It's a tough ask, right? But I'm wondering if the momentum coming off that emphatic Game 5 win can propel Kane to victory here.
So far, I mean, it's looking good. Kane did take the first match so far, and like, you know, the HP is still even. There's a stock of meter for Setsuna. 1 stun into super could do it. Oh, yeah, we're seeing the spinny move from Setsuna. Another very powerful pressure move that she has.
The stun
and the super. And that's going to do it.
Again.
Wow, game 1 going to Kane here. Unless I'm lying, I am not lying.
No lies detected. Game 1 goes over to Kane. Again,
what a beautiful grand final so far.
Coming from the losers bracket.
I made a big mistake.
God, I love this game. How are the people back at home feeling about the game so far?
They're loving it as well. We got a $50 donation from Thoragay that says, always love seeing some fighting games being represented at SGDQ, especially the weird and wild ones. And we also have a $25 donation from Demi that says, love learning about this weird little fighting game and this corner of GDQ's live events. Now let's get Ocarina of Time. And a quick update on that. We are almost at 38,000 out of the 100,000 for that. You can do it, Twitch chat.
Let's go. Love to see the love in the chat in person here for Evil Zone Grand Finals, game number 2.
And I can't believe it. Caveman switching to Ball Girl.
Oh, yeah. Ihidoka, considered 1 or 2 in the tier list. Being a boss character obviously has its advantages. So, a very powerful setup there with the dive in, but doesn't quite get the conversion. Oh, but the grab misses, getting a counter grab of his own. It's one of the things that makes this like weird mid-range kind of difficult to deal with, because if you're like 1 character length over, it's like a full screen grab, you get the red circle on the ground. But if you're 1 step forward, it's like a manual grab that requires that you actually connect with the opponent.
Gotcha.
So when you're playing at that range, it's like kind of like a game of chicken, where you're like, okay, is my opponent gonna throw out a special? Am I gonna throw out a special?
Right.
Oh, and they had another stun into super. Wow. It really is the story of this grand final so far. Stun into super for big damage. And that was enough to knock down. No way.
And has stun into super been every single one of his round wins so far?
So far, I mean, it is the most damaging punish.
Right.
And Setsuna has one of the most powerful stuns in the game. Comes out super fast, doesn't have a ton of end lag. It's just like an all-round, very powerful move.
And so the switch to Ball Go from Caveman, is it like, do you think he's trying to play something in the matchup, or what do you think preempted this?
I think it might just be that Midori is his comfort pick. He's always going to feel out his opponent with Midori because he knows Midori so well, but he knows that Ihidoka is the better character.
Gotcha.
And he has a very powerful Ihidoka. This Ihidoka has won many a tournaments, probably the pioneer of the character sitting in that chair right there being Caveman. So
Absolutely.
Nobody knows this character better than him as a connoisseur of the game. Getting a little bit mixed up in his movement there, but decides, you know what, I got a stun, I'm just going to take the grab for damage. The one downside I will say about Ihidoka is her stun projectile is the one that shoots forward and then up in a like 45-degree angle. That 45-degree angle one will always come out. So if you land the first stun,
there we go.
Nice knockdown, love to see it. So if you land the first stun, it can oftentimes combo into the second stun that's at the 45-degree angle, which will knock them down, meaning you can't combo into super.
Right.
So getting the super with Ihidoka is a lot harder, but she has generally higher damage on her specials and better zoning ability. And obviously, as we've seen, the balls. Oh, but the ball's actually getting canceled out by the stun there. I didn't think they came out fast enough. Oh, but the ranged grab is going to do a lot of damage here.
Jeez. And I guess my next question, especially since I'm seeing such heavy use of it from Caveman, does Setsuna have any sort of answer for that, the big orange projectile?
That's the thing, that is what makes Ihidoka such a formidable character, is that projectile is very, very powerful. You kind of can't answer it outside of just sidestepping it, really. Or just like making a distance and blocking it.
His last legs here.
Oh, and the OTG. Very, very rare on the ground hit. It doesn't happen in this game very often, but Caveman seeing so many of this game's possible game states and knows exactly what to do there to finish out that round. A lovely round finisher.
Hovering over character change. All right, we're getting another swap.
How interesting.
Should we hear from the people back home?
Let's hear from the people back home how they're feeling.
People at home, we got a $10 donation from Tempest Mask 1000. It says, I must say, Evil Zone truly was the best thing to discover at AGDQ of this year. So much, though, that I had to make time for it coming back to SGDQ. Props to the event for doing a first of its kind and showing such a tournament showcase on the main stage. Bless all of the Evil Zone homies now and forever until the next battle.
You'll love to hear it.
All right. And it looks like we got double balls here. Double balls.
Can't beat them, join them.
Yep.
This is something that I wasn't aware that Kane had an Ihidoka, but maybe it might be just one of those moments of like, well, I know how to play the game. I know how Ihidoka works. She's very powerful, so I'm going to take advantage of her powerful tools as well. So that way I don't have to feel like there's a character imbalance. It just comes down to head-to-head gameplay. Can I outplay the types of plays that you were doing in front of me?
And how many of these tournaments have been decided in a ball go mirror here at the end?
Oh man, not very many to be honest. Yeah, usually mirror matches don't happen at the top end because you don't really like the mirror match most time in fighting games, yeah, because certain interactions that you're expecting versus other characters don't necessarily happen. It also just comes down to that, like, people really are character loyalists most of the time in this game.
I can understand why in a game like this.
When you find the character that really does speak to you, you want to just showcase everything that they have to offer. But when you're going up against the final boss, Caveman, who says, you know what, character loyalty, I don't need that. I'm trying to win. I'm going to pick the best character that is available to me. And we are seeing it here with already a little bit of an advantage for Caveman here. Yeah, taking the first round and already another on-the-ground situation. Charges some meter, says, I don't need to mess with those balls. I'm keeping them away from me. Doesn't get the hit after the stun there in the air. Oh, and the double fireball. They're full screen, but they can still pressure each other. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, the stun hit.
Right.
But it comboed into the other hit of the stun, which knocks them down. They don't get the full punish. But right here, we're seeing yet another punish from Kane.
Oh yeah, there's another different camera angle for this move. Man, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, the dynamic camera angles do make this game so cinematic, so cool.
Wow.
The sidestep into... Wow, that is a really damaging special. Like,
yeah,
I've seen that special so many times, and it still shocks me how much damage it does.
I got ruined by that move.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely everyone's, like, day one pick when they're playing this game. When you tell them, yeah, this is the boss character, she does a ton of damage, everyone's like, okay, I'm picking her.
Yep.
It also helps
I cannot relate to those people.
Oh, wow. It does help that she's also very, very stylish. I mean, look at these camera angles. Look at these moves. Who doesn't love the balls? Everyone loves the balls.
Still waiting on that balls donation train, by the way.
Oh, and that's going to do it for the game here.
Wow, that was fast. I feel like that just kind of, I mean, it came out of nowhere. And so Caveman is going to go to tournament point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, unless something changes, Kane is looking at a possible elimination here, but choosing to go back to Setsuna.
I mean, it's what was working for him, so I understand that, right?
This may be the possible final game of the tournament. Let's hear one last time from the people back home. How are they feeling?
Well, we got a $50 donation from Kasarashi that says, just had to donate for the Ocarina of Time run. I love that game with my whole heart and loving the Evil Zone addition to GDQ. Might pick it up myself. And then we have a $25 donation from Anonymous that says, amazing gameplay, amazing commentary and hosting, Evil Zone hype. And donation goes to host choice, which of course is to our Ocarina of Time incentive. 39,000, everybody. It's going up. Keep it going and get hype for these finals.
All right, and as we say that, Caveman
takes the first
knockdown.
One more knockdown, and that is going to be the end of this tournament, and Caveman would be the 50 most millionth win of his career at this point. Oh, man.
Kane's got to lock in here.
Look, I'm not supposed to be biased on commentary, but I want Kane to win so bad.
Who doesn't want the Evil Zone tournament to continue here, right?
Well, not only that, I don't want Caveman to win. He's had enough wins in his career. I'm just joking. I love both of these players. I wish they could both win, but at the end of the day, this is a competition, and we are the ones winning, getting this beautiful gameplay here. And you love to see that sword special going into the cinematic, getting a little bit of charge. Oh, knocks Ihidoko away with a single slash. Tex out of that grab.
Wow, I love the
Tex. That could have been a ton of damage. This is a huge reversal. Just checking with the singular jab projectile there. Oh, but get hit with the donut grab. That's the punish, the side steps. It's beautiful that this game has built-in punishes for people spamming side steps, people spamming moves. Like, there is a in-game counter for almost everything, so nothing is too oppressive.
And I love that both players staying so aggressive. You're not seeing a hint of fear on either.
Oh, but that's the stun. Oh. Tries to combo into the balls, but it doesn't quite connect.
This is the full screen grab.
Oh, but gets
knockdown.
Hit there. There could be a knockdown situation. Jump in, but then the mash comes through, and that's gonna do it.
That's gonna do it. He runs his own tournament, and he wins it.
All jokes aside, I want to say I am so happy to have shown this off, and I am so proud of all of you for showing up for this event. Thank you all for making this so special for us. This is something that we've been wanting to do for such a long time. Thank you, Caveman, for finding this game and being so passionate about PlayStation Jank and getting us all here together to play some fun video games. We wouldn't be here without you. And thank you all yet again. Do we want to do a winner ceremony real quick? All right, let's get all of our competitors up on the stage, please. And let's hear it for all of our competitors here in the top for Evil Zone, the first of its kind. A beautiful showcase, if I do say so myself.
And I want to say, if you thought this was cool, Yeah, come on over here.
Yeah, come on in. Let's get a good shot with the prize.
Get in close if you want. If you thought this was cool, if you had a good time, if you want to join in yourself, come to a GDQ. There are so many things to do outside of the stream room. I entered this tournament for the first time, and it's going to go down as one of my favorite parts of the whole event.
I mean, this really is going down in GDQ history. The first of its kind, a showcase of a tournament, seeing something that isn't necessarily just speedrunning, but like a showcase of a community that was built out of the love of speedrunning, built out of the love of GDQ, finding a game that we could all come together for.
Oh. I want to see what this is. And,
that is
awesome.
Yep,
Okay,
yet another poster.
Cool.
That is the runner-up prize. So the winner does get the signed glossy
Congratulations,
version of the poster.
Caveman.
Second place gets their own poster.
All right, let's hear it, crowd. Let's hear it.
I couldn't be happier for the showcase. Thank you, Bri. Thank you, everybody at home.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please keep donating. I want to see this number go to the moon here.
Number go up.
For support for MSF. I could not be happier. And yet again, I just have no words. Just no words. I'm so happy.
The excitement is brimming off you. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, thank you all so much. This has been Evil Zone. Thank you, GDQ.
Woo!